Hey guys, Michael here with the Bookmark. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about a very and super well written novel brought to you by none other than Adam Silvera. I had no idea who he was before reading this book. It wasn't until I went to Target, as you can see with this little 20% off sticker, I got curious. I was looking through books. I was originally trying to find the Black Phone novel, but they ran out, so I was like, you know what, let me get something else, and so got this one. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get right to it. So this book was phenomenal. One of the things that really stuck out to me through the writing, so scratch that, let me start this again. So my favorite part about Adam Silvera's novel, this one right here in my hand, is his message that he's sending to the author on how to live life to the fullest. But in other words, his story displays that message throughout a single day. So this book is about two teenage boys, one of them named Mateo Torres and the other named Rufus Emeterio. So they live in this world in society where there's Deathcast, and what Deathcast is it's like this organization that calls people, civilians, citizens throughout the day, to let them know that they're going to die within the next 24 hours. I know, that's like some Final Destination crap, believe me, but I was like, okay, that's a little freaky. So that was one aspect that drew my attention to reading the book. Now, I guess this is like not so much as a spoiler, but like in case you were curious, Deathcast doesn't necessarily tell the person they're talking to how they're gonna die, because they don't know. The only thing that's set in stone for sure is that they know you're gonna die within the next 24 hours. And so within that phone call that person is receiving, the death call representative is, telling them, they're gonna die, and to start making arrangements, funeral arrangements. So they'll be like, hey, you're about to die, live life to the fullest within these next 24 hours, like there's no tomorrow, and start making plans, or funeral plans. What would you like written on your headstone and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I know if I was there and I received a call like that, I'd probably be panicking. Yeah, I don't know, I'd probably just like fall on the ground, not want to do anything. But anyways, I digress. So Deathcast, calling people, letting them know they're gonna die in the next 24 hours. That was something different, So basically, Mateo gets this call, and just to background, Mateo Torres is he's more of a reserved type of guy, reserved, shy. He's 18 years old. He hasn't really done much with his life in terms of being, out there, being extrovert, putting himself out there, trying different things. He's been reserved. He's more comfortable in his personal bubble. And so throughout the book, he's mainly in his apartment at the beginning. When he receives the call, he's panicking, and he decides that, what, I'm gonna live life to the fullest. But he struggles so much in the first portion of the book with just leaving his apartment, and that's where Rufus Emeterio comes in. He is an orphan child, made orphan because of the whole Deathcast situation, but I won't spoil that. That is up to you to find out. Anyways, so he's an orphan child. He too receives a call, and he's around 17 years old. Yeah, he's 17 years old. He gets this call, and he also comes to his realization that, okay, well, I gotta live life to the fullest. In this book, there is this phone app called the Last Friend app, and that is what Mateo utilizes to try to find a last friend to spend his end day with. And eventually Rufus's name pops up, and the two get together, and it is with the help of Rufus. Spoiler alert, just letting you know, it's up to Rufus to really pull him out of his little hole in his apartment. So it's thanks to Rufus where eventually they they get Mateo out of his apartment, and they're off to living a lifetime in a single day. So yeah, so it's a little background as to like what this book is about. And in case you're wondering, you already know or have some idea what's bound to happen just by looking at the title of the book. I mean, it's titled They Both Die at the End. It's like, okay, so pretty much it. But the author, Adam Silvera, does a really good job with making you forget that they're spending such great memories together on their end day. Because of the experiences and that they go throughout their last day on Earth, the audience becomes really invested due to Silvera's writing. Due to the numerous thrills that they go through in New York City with each other, you kind of forget and you live in the moment with both of these teenage boys. And little by little, you start, it's not until you slightly remember that, oh, okay, you know, that's what hurt me the most reading this book, is you forget that it's their end day, and then until you remember it is, you're like, oh shoot, you know, like you don't think anything bad's gonna happen. And the author does a real good job of making the reader forget that they're both gonna die in the next few hours that they have left after each experience and thrill that they go through in the city. So that was painful, but I thought that was a pretty cool style of writing that he incorporated right there. A pretty cool tactic, because he sure did fool me, that's for sure. What my favorite part about this book was the use of and the message of having bonds with people. You know, his message around how he emphasizes the importance of love, friendship, and family. You know, throughout the book, it's not a very depressing tone, but it's not so much as very hopeful either. It's like the middle ground, the gray area in between. So yeah, and throughout this book, I think what I got most out of it was taking risks is important, and to make the best out of every minute you get to live throughout your life. You know, to make the most out of every day that you live with the people you love. Because you never know what might happen tomorrow, you know. Live in the present, because there may not always be a tomorrow. Messages like that, and that's what I got the most out of it. And knowing me, I kind of already had that idea, you know, well, I'm gonna live my life the best that I can each and every day. And I do that, obviously. I don't not live the best of my life. I try my best to. So yeah, so that was my favorite key aspect that I took from reading this novel. And yeah, it was just so beautifully well written. It's up there with one of my top books, believe it or not. It was definitely a different style of read than what I'm used to. And Adam Silvera just blew my mind, like from beginning to end. And it was the relationship that both Mateo and Rufus develop throughout the story is just, it's beautiful. And this book has made me reflect on the relationships I have with my friends, family, and like I said, you know, to make every second count with time spent with them. So yeah, so whenever you guys get a chance, if you go to Target or Barnes & Noble, I definitely think you should check this read out. It's super good, blew my mind away, and I got something out of it that I can incorporate in my own life and living style. So yeah, you know, Barnes & Noble's, Target, whichever you're closest to. Target has good deals off. Definitely check it out. I'm not too sure if this is the case, but I did some research, and I think there may be an upcoming TV show adaptation about the book. If that's the case, I really hope, I hope it's the case. So yeah, and because of this book, I decided to get What If It's Us, which is another book written by Adam Silvera. So yeah, I'm going to be checking that out pretty soon. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. I really hope you give this book a chance. You won't regret it. It's a great read, and it's life-changing. You know, I would think it's a life-changing novel. So definitely give it a try. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.